Okay, more jobs in the mountains. So I applied to be a receptionist at a spa. That didn't go through, but oh my God, it was the spa, like looking out. I have it on my page. Spa, what is it? Solace? I don't know. It's in one of the big fancy hotels. I think it's South, big fancy place, right? I was like, oh wow. I'm like, this is really fancy. I was like, this is great. I was like, shit, I need some clothes. Like, my clothes are from the thrift store. I just wanted to get some nice clothes. So that didn't go through. But so I get a job at a River Green. Now this is a smaller place, way smaller, okay? And I think it's privately owned. They had an indoor pool and everything was pretty nice. So the foyer is like, compared to the other places I work, is like really small. So like their little office in the back is really small, and I don't know, things were kind of cluttery. There was a girl working there that I guess she worked there for a really long time, but she drove really far to go to work, which I was surprised. I was like, oh my God. When she told me where she lived, I was like, wow, that's like really far to drive. And I don't know, I think the other girls did that too. They drive far from other towns, but so their computer program was really freaking complicated compared to the village at Loon. The village of Loon, it was like old, but it was so simple. Okay, compared to the River Green, their computer system was really complicated, and the girl that was the front desk manager, she'd get so frustrated. She'd be like on the phone with the IT guy like for 5 hours or some shit like that. She'd get really aggravated. But one night, I was like, none of my passwords would work, because that's how it is with me with computers. Like, for some reason, computers like break down for me. I don't know what it is, but I always have problems with electronics, but nobody else does. So then when I say I'm having problems with electronics, they think I'm doing something wrong, and I'm not. I'm not doing anything wrong, but they're like, oh, it's you. It's always me. My daughter does that too. She's like, what's you? It's like when I talk about my phone and like I got kicked off and restricted. You should see how many restrictions that Facebook put on me. Or is it Meta? And then I go back into my thing, not to get off the subject, but I go back to my thing and it's like 2022 or 2020 or something like that, right? They said that they restricted me because I posted nudity or sexual explicit. No, I never posted anything like that. Okay, you should have seen the restrictions. I had like 9 restrictions. Okay, so obviously I hit a nerve. All right, and it was probably the people that I was bitching about from Brentwood, the mafia in Brentwood, the big clique, you know. All right, so where was I? Village Green. So I get the job, okay, and I'm working like really early in the morning, which is fine. I think I had to get there at like 7 or something. I don't know. So couple times I just sit there and nobody would let me in. Of course, again, they didn't give me the code. See, this is another thing that happens, all right? All these places, they wouldn't let me have my own codes and stuff. Like Village of Loon, I couldn't have my own code for the computer, but everybody else had their own code, all right? Lost River Campground, they wouldn't let me open the shop without the lady Ruth showing up, even though it's perfectly fine. I can do that. I'm an adult. I know how to open up a shop. So this place, they never gave me the code to get in. So I'm sitting there in the foyer waiting, and then I had to wait for a maintenance guy would show up, and then he's like, oh, you didn't get a code? I'm like, no. They never gave me a code, even when I said, oh, I didn't get a code, and they knew I couldn't get in. They still didn't give me a code. So I was like, what the hell? So anyways, this place was fine, all right? Nobody looked happy. Everybody, I don't know. And the girl that was at the front